We start with a fight for more tenant protections in North County. Oceanside city leaders are proposing a list of protections tonight. Good evening and thank you for joining us. I'm Carlo Cicchetto. These new proposals include providing renters evicted at no fault of their own with 2 months of rent to relocate and would also cap annual rent increases at 5%. CBS 8's Richard Allen is here with more on what these new ordinances would do and how local landlords are responding. Richard?
Well, that's right, Carlo. And much like local cities here in San Diego, like Chula Vista and Imperial Beach, as well as the county of San Diego, Oceanside is now eyeing its own set of tenant protections. Protections that, if ultimately passed, would begin protecting tenants as soon as they move into their rental.
We are here to champion a set of tenant protection ordinances that will help counter the alarming displacement rates in our region.
These ordinances include providing 2 months' rent to tenants facing a no-fault eviction to help cover relocation costs, or 3 months' rent for senior citizens and disabled tenants. It would also prevent tenants from being removed from their homes for minor remodels, improve access to legal representation for tenants facing eviction, and cap annual rent increases for most properties at 5%.
Our protections are going to start on day one of tenancy.
City and community leaders pointed to the senior population as among the most vulnerable, making up the fastest growing segment of the homeless population.
When seniors on fixed incomes face unstable rent increases, they are forced to cut back on groceries and other essentials until there is literally nothing left to cut.
But local landlords and the statewide groups that represent them are fighting back. The California Apartment Association said in a statement the backers of this proposal have the wrong priorities. The city council should focus on ensuring more affordable homes are built rather than passing laws that do nothing to truly solve the city's need for affordable housing. While the Southern California Rental Housing Association pointed out that in the November election, 60% of Oceanside voters rejected Prop 33, which would have imposed rent control, adding this proposal is politically driven, ignores the will of voters, and risks making housing less available.
This isn't about making it impossible for landlords to manage their properties. It's simply about balance.
Oceanside residents like Lene Branch say these proposals are about maintaining housing stability.
Do we want Oceanside to be a place where only the wealthy can live? Or do we want it to be a city where people, real people, families, workers, seniors, youth, have stability, security, and a fighting chance?
Now, both property owner groups that we reached out to representing the landlords pointed to state law already on the books through the California Tenant Protection Act, saying that that already provides tenants with strong protections, including eviction safeguards and also rent caps.
But this rent cap they're talking about, it's significant. It's
absolutely
it's lower,
yeah.
significantly
it's half,
than
really.
The cap that the state has.
Exactly. Under state law, it's 5% a year plus the cost of living or CPI, which can be a maximum of 10%. If Oceanside's passes, though, they're capping it without the cost of living at 5%. So it would be half of the possible maximum under state law right now.
Renters there certainly would be celebrating. Now, so what's next? When will the Oceanside City Council take up this issue?
So it's going to be a process. They're going to introduce it next Wednesday, April 9th at their meeting. It has to go through a couple votes, but supporters of the proposal are hoping that if it is passed, ultimately maybe sometime this spring, later in the spring, that it would go into effect right away.
Could set a standard for other cities in the county and state. A lot of people will be watching.
A lot of people watching.
Thanks, Richard.
Thank you.